What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy T back with another video. I'm gonna check out India's military. How strong is it? So it's just a question, and then the video obviously gonna show us how strong the Indian military power basically. Let's check it out, and you can tell me if there's any correction to this video and anything that you wanna add in the comment section down below. You can also tell me videos you want me to react to. Let's check it out. So yeah, let's go.
India boasts one of the world's largest military in terms of budget allocation. The country spent over 81.4 billion US dollars, which is higher than Japan, the United Kingdom, South Korea, Germany, France, and a list of others. India, for the most part, is actually the fourth largest spender in defense, just behind the US, China, and Russia. This is a considerable feat, an achievement done through years of systemic planning, strategic alliances, and relentless focus. But in reality, just how big is India's military? Is $81.4 billion a reflection of that? Well, the thing about military spending is that it only reflects one perspective, the totalitarian view. It misses out on several factors. In today's video, we will try to actually understand just how significant India's military has become. This is important because India is now ramping up its military prowess, slowly trying to stand up against the world's superpowers, especially against the aggression of China. Furthermore, India has a unique geographical placement that further magnifies the importance of a robust defense system. Bounded by the Himalayas in the north, oceans on three sides, and sharing borders with several nations, including two nuclear-armed neighbors, India's defense strategy has always required a comprehensive, multi-dimensional approach. It also has long-standing territorial issues, especially on the northwest and northeast frontiers, coupled with its desire to play a pivotal role in regional stability, have been key drivers in shaping its military strength. So to begin, let us first begin in understanding the military. Officially known as the Indian Armed Forces, it consists of three departments: the Indian Army, Indian Navy, and the Indian Air Force. On top of these, they are supported by sub-branches such as the Indian Coast Guard, Strategic Forces Command, and a long list of others. In total, the Indian Armed Forces have over 1.4 million active personnel, which makes it the second largest just behind China. The Indian Army, the largest branch of the armed forces, has a role in land warfare. The Indian Army has a long history, fought numerous wars, and serves as the backbone of the entire national defense. It is headed by the Chief of Army Staff, General Manoj Pandey, followed by a series of vice chiefs, deputy chiefs, and other generals. In terms of equipment, the Indian Army uses a variety of weapons, from small handguns to tank destroyers. A number of their small arms are either acquired abroad or manufactured locally. These can range from handguns to assault rifles and sniper rifles. Acquired from another country, they range from old-class Soviet Union to modern-day Israel, and of course, the United States. In terms of land vehicles, the Indian Army has several armored combat vehicles. The Indian Army operates the Russian T-90 tanks, but they also operate the locally manufactured Arjun tank. Several other land-based equipment, from tank destroyers to infantry fighting vehicles and armored personnel carriers, are manufactured locally as well. This proves that the Make in India, an initiative sought by the government, has been working. This also segments the fact that India's military power is not limited to foreign suppliers. Now, on top of these land-based vehicles, the Indian Army also boasts a considerable number of artillery and missiles. The Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launcher has the capabilities to shoot down enemies from approximately 70 kilometers away. The Indian Army also has its own air defense system. Now, let us move on to the Indian Navy. The Navy is a smaller branch.
Okay, for all those, we checked out a video that showed all of these. It was China versus India military power comparison, like 2024. So if you want to know more about this, like it's in that video. I think the previous one, you can check it out as well.
Compared to the Army, but it is as essential. The Navy, by its name, operates ships, mostly warships and submarines. Just like the Army, the Navy has its own chain of command, which starts with the Chief of Naval Staff, and then Vice Chief, Deputy Chief, and so on. The equipment of the Navy is arguably more exciting to know than the Army. Some of the most expensive acquisitions made have always been from the Navy. Submarines, warships, and aircraft carriers are far more expensive than a tank. To start off, let us first understand the submarine fleet of the Indian Navy. India boasts its own nuclear-powered submarine. The INS Arihant cost a whopping $2.9 billion, jointly developed by the Indian Navy, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, and Defense Research and Development Organization. The submarine weighs over 6,000 tons and is equipped with a tremendous missile force. But to begin with, what really makes this stand out is its price tag. These are attuned and can go head-to-head with some of the world's most dangerous submarines. On top of that, the Indian Navy boasts other naval fleets. The famous one is the Vikrant class, an aircraft carrier. The INS Vikrant, as it's sometimes called, is over 45,000 tons, 13 years in the making, with the capacity to hold 30 fighter planes and helicopters, around 860 feet long and 197 feet tall, and cost over $2.5 billion. Indian leader Modi called it a floating city. India also boasts some guided missile destroyers such as the Kolkata class and Delhi class, 2 frigates and corvettes. Probably one of the most famous acquisitions to date came from Israel. In 2018, it was reported that the Indian Navy was to receive the Barak 8 missile defense system from Israel at a deal costing over $777 million. The Barak 8 missile defense system, jointly developed by Israel Aerospace Industries (IAI), India's DRDO, and others, is an operational air and missile defense system that can defend against short to long-range airborne threats. And now let's move on to the last branch, the Air Force. The Indian Air Force has duties in the skies, while the Navy and the Army has a significant task. Arguably the most fearsome of all has always been the Air Force. It can strike down the most important land vehicles to even aircraft carriers. On its equipment, it holds some of the world's best and fastest aircrafts, procured mostly from foreign countries. Some of the most advanced aircrafts employed is the Sukhoi Su-30 MKI, most advanced multi-role fighter, originally designed by Russia's Sukhoi Corporation and built under license by a local Indian company. The Su-30 has a maximum speed of Mach 2 and a range of 3,000 kilometers. Over the years, it has undergone several upgrades, equipped with state-of-the-art missiles such as the BrahMos cruise missile. The Indian Air Force also operates the Mikoyan MiG-29, another Russian-made aircraft. Just like the Su-30, the MiG-29 has excellent operational capabilities. Besides Russia, the Indian Air Force also boasts a fleet of Seppicat Jaguars, which was initially purchased back in 1978 from joint French-British. The Air Force also boasts several UAVs. The IAI Heron from Israel is a medium-altitude, long-endurance vehicle primarily designed to perform strategic reconnaissance and surveillance operations. Now, all of these, from the Army to the Navy and the Air Force, indeed have enormous capabilities. Each has its own locally made vehicles equipped with advanced missiles and defense systems. It also boasts a significant chain of command and more than 1 million personnel. So to answer the question, just how strong is India's military, it is no doubt that it is formidable. Only a few countries in the world have aircraft carriers and submarines, but that is also a given simply because India is, after all, one of the largest countries in the world and has a huge foothold in world affairs. However, to compare India to China and the US, India still has a long way to go. According to the Global Firepower, they rank India's military strength as the 4th in 2023. However, that strength is obviously debatable. Actual warfare is far different from mere numbers. On top of that, the website also states that India has a total of 2,210 aircraft, of which 577 are fighters, attack types at 130, and 807 are helicopters. In terms of land forces, there are 4,614 tanks, more than 100,000 vehicles, 3,311 towed artillery, and 1,500 rocket artillery. For naval forces, they have 295 total assets, 2 asset carriers, 18 submarines, 11 destroyers, and 19 corvettes. But anyway, do let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.
I mean, it's really strong, man. It's really strong. After seeing all this, obviously, you can see how they are putting in a lot of money, how they're putting in a lot of effort to make their country protected, you know, and also it's a little bit of intimidation strategies, I guess, you know, because if other countries know like what you're capable, you know, of doing, that's crazy. You know, they'll be like, okay, you know, people will chill and they won't be doing any of those issues, man. Just like the issues that is always happening on the borders of India and Pakistan and India and China, you know, it's always crazy. So probably, man, is some of those things when they are just making them, improving them every year, every month, you know, to get better weapons, so that when the time comes, hopefully not, but when it comes, they'll be ahead. Anyways, much love. I would love to hear what you think as in the comment section down below. See you next time. Take care.